10. Kind of crazy.
10:02.
How many matches we're playing today? 5, right?
5. Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
And it
It's whoever gets the most points in those 5 games wins.
averaged, or is it combined?
Combined, I think. So,
Averaged would be terrible, I guess.
Yeah.
I was wondering if it
it
was
could
like
depend.
Apex, where you have to become like match MVP.
That's what I was thinking was like it's match point, you know, how it was. And then you had to play like one more game and win it for match point. Because I remember watching Apex State last year. So
Yeah. And let's see, who won it last year?
It was Epic.
Yeah. Moore won this year. Are you sure Epic won? I could have swore it was actually.
I thought it was Epic or Bixby last year.
It was Bixby.
It was Bixby?
Pretty sure it was Bixby.
Yeah, because North and Bixby were on match point. So I think. I don't know.
And Moore just absolutely dominated the lobbies, except for the one game that my team took him out like immediately. It gave everybody else a chance. Everybody had hope for a second, but then Moore came back the game after that, and won the whole thing. So, yeah. Well, mostly, no. I mean, like mostly, I would say the most coaching I'm able to do is.
You should move your mic closer, so they can hear you better, Tatum. All right, that's a little too close.
Yeah, you guys are better.
Yeah, that's better than where you had it. It was hard to hear you. New Simpson sidekick.
Talk someone.
Hello? Hello?
Okay, talk. Hello?
It looks like we're getting started here.
Yep. First game of the day.
Honestly, I'm a little nervous, honestly. My team's not even playing today, but I hear there's a lot of talent in the room. I'm excited to see how it
Yeah.
goes. Now, this is going to be our first of 5 matches. We're going to be playing 5 matches today, and whichever team has the most points after 5 is going to take away the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Checking to make sure everybody's in the lobby. We did have 40 players in, so I'm pretty sure that's everybody. Now, you guys have been playing this season, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have.
Now, so I hear the map is quite different. Is it very Simpsons themed, or?
Yeah, it is cell shaded, which makes it more cartoony looking compared to the normal map, and it is much smaller compared to the normal map.
All right. First people are going to be dropping. Hopefully, they thank the bus driver.
Yeah, give them that good luck to maybe pull out the win here.
Absolutely. I'm noticing there's a pink river. Never seen that before.
That was in the most recent update of the season. It added like the dash effect. If you ever played back in Chapter 5 when Grim Gate was around, it was like that. Or the 0 point dash effect as well, if you've ever played during those times.
Yeah, absolutely. That was weird. Looks like that chest did not open for that player.
Yeah.
The beginning of each of these games is just going to be watching people loot, but hopefully we get to see some combat here in the
See some fighting early game.
yeah.
Looks like there is at this where they are.
Bit of a hot spot, maybe.
Yeah.
What's up? Leaving the game? No, why? Jack and Joe said like 2 or 3 people left. Yeah, found them. They're like it just didn't show them at first or not. What's up? Do you want me to? Go ahead and tell him.
What's up?
I heard from Jack and Joe, the North players, that they said someone left the game, like 1 to 2 people. It sounded like, but I don't know, because it.
There's only one team that left because it says 18.
Yeah, so that's why I was assuming nobody left. So.
All right, we got reports of the team drop.
We got some people crouch walking around.
Now, I was pretty surprised when Fortnite came out with the accessibility update that allowed you to be able to see the footsteps actively on your screen. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
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 I feel like that's kind of been a game changer. I feel like if you don't have that turned on, I immediately know you're a casual player.
Yeah. If you don't have it turned on, like, you're taking the game not as serious as most of the others.
And it's interesting how in a lot of games recently they've come out with these accessibility items that everybody uses because it's going to make the game easier for you to play. I know in some games like Dead by Daylight, they added some, you can see your heartbeat, and of course I'm going to put that on because I can see and not just have to use my headphones. Of course in this game, once again, I can see the footsteps and the direction they're coming from a lot easier. And I don't know how to feel about that. You know, these accessibility things that are supposed to make it kind of even for everybody and everybody just using it because it obviously is going to make it easier to play the game.
Yeah. Makes it a lot easier to tell where people are around the map and if there's anybody around you.
Now, how many people did we start this lobby with? I'm trying to tell if there's
40.
been. We started with 40?
Yeah.
How many do we currently have in the lobby?
We have 22 is what
22.
it shows.
Already that many eliminations.
Yeah.
I don't know if on the stream we got to see any of that combat.
It's on stream. It's a practice round. Power went out.
Oh,
The side that we questioned last night, and Gray said it was good.
we're getting reports that power went out on one half of the facility here, so this is going to end up being a practice round.
Helps us with our casting ability and see how we
Yeah,
do.
Get a little bit of practice with our casting.
Which our little screen here in front of us is on break time.
Yeah, actually, let's see if we can fix that. Hey, our screen right here says break time. Is there any way we could get that to pull up the stream?
Oh,
Always stressful when you get a power outage at a big event
it-
like this.
but then it shows up over there. So
Oh, but now we got break time on the big screen. Let's make sure the stream is actually streaming. So now it says break time on the big screen.
It did it? No, no, you're okay. What happened?
We switched it. And then
I just needed him.
What's up?
we switched it around to where we can see on this
I mean, I don't think you.
we can't see on this
No,
one.
no,
We
don't worry
can't-
about it.
because
No,
it
you're
shows break time on here, and when we switch it, it switches to break time on
Oh,
there.
I know what happened. All right.
So that's why it was like that. A big fight here.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Already,
Towers are
got-
being made.
already has a crusty pistol.
Has the crusty pistol, which is by far one of the best pistols here in this season. We got these two big teams fighting up here on top. See who can win. We got these people crouching down below, waiting for the fight overhead to end. There's such a big fight going on here.
Okay.
One man has been knocked down. And we got this team up here.
Now, how many
holding a
teams?
fight.
Can't even tell how many teams we got fighting here. At least 3.
We got 2. And then, ooh, that team went down.
Especially when you hear them saying they can't see which ones are. Oh, here, you guys. You can do this.
There we go.
Oh, sweet. There we go.
Now we can see both spectators here.
So be sure you're getting like wide. So like get behind. Are there players up high still? Yeah. So go up, look down, come up. No, go back.
These guys are camping down below.
There you go. Got it.
Now, this screen over here to our left is what the people on the stream are seeing, right?
I think so.
Yeah, get your camera behind.
Or
They
is-
might be able to see both.
Really?
I'm not for sure.
Okay, if you get up, go.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and pull up the stream on my phone and see what it looks like.
Yeah. We got this donut here. Don't know what that does. I think it spawns in these evil homers, and it gives you a weapon of some sorts, like an exotic or mythic. Is that right?
Are these evil homers an ad that is moving around, or does it just give you the item and go away?
It's they have to like I think they have to kill like waves of them to be able to
You
get
have
the
to-
item.
You have to take out the donut and then they'll stop spawning. But if you don't, they'll just keep spawning.
And what are they doing when they're spawning? Are they trying to attack you?
Yeah, they just do like I think like 10 damage to you.
We got
every
this
time they
guy.
hit you.
He's full boxed over here, chasing him down.
Now have quick builds. Is that what you call it?
Turbo
building?
building.
Turbo building.
Yeah, that's how they build so quickly, and how they edit quickly.
Quick edits is how I've heard some people call it too. Has that really been a game changer?
Oh, simple edit.
Simple edit. That's what I'm talking about.
No, not really. I mean, there are quite a few good players, but I don't think it's in competitive quite yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so no pro players use it, and it's not as good as like normal editing. So
Is that just more for the casual player then?
it's more for the casual player that doesn't know how to edit as well as all the pros or all the sweats of the game.
Fair, and I'm assuming that people who have been playing the game at the professional level for a long time, they already have their systems for how they want to edit
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Looks like we're chasing down the kill here. Hopefully, our. Oh, it looks like we had a mini shield or something.
Yeah. And this team that is now keying this other team was the one that was down and almost died to this other team, and now they've taken out one of the players from the other team. And now there's a third party here. And this third party looks like one of their players has gone down. Big Elam out of there. We've quite the big fight going on right now.
Yeah, with only 12 players remaining. 2 more players just got eliminated.
Yep. We got another big fight here. Ooh, a big crack from that guy. Big pump shot out of there. Looks like he has a mythic AR.
Mm.
Did
Now,
not.
I
know
did hear
that.
there's quite a few of Simpsons reference weapons this season.
Yeah.
Yes, there are quite a few.
Like there's like a revolver. Like it has good like aim.
That has like a balloon feature, like crusty.
Oh, really?
It's like
Yeah.
his revolver.
Mm. Now, it does look like the stream is only pulling up what we're seeing on this right screen here.
Okay.
So anything that we're commenting on, let's make sure we comment what.
Comment on this main screen right here.
Yep.
This big team looks like they're trying to rotate in here. Storm's right behind them.
Because we want to hear in this practice round if the player who bothers the players. So
I love all of the different
if they are watching,
transportation items that Fortnite's always bringing. The chainsaw, that's a really cool feature. I know I don't know if it was last season or 2 seasons ago, the roly-polies.
That was last season. Yeah. Those were fun to play with on like the first day, and then like if you played at a competitive level, they weren't as fun to use.
That makes sense. Good stuff. Looks like we're getting our PCs back up. That's good to hear.
Ooh, big shot out of that guy right there. Has to make him play defensive now. We got the two big teams fighting it out.
Took a big hit.
Doesn't have a lot of heals. Only
No.
has a med kit.
No shields even, and just wasted that med kit. Not sure why he did that.
I think the guy was above him trying to get into his box there, so he wasn't able to pop it in time. And it looks like he went down because he didn't get that med kit off. And he died to fall.
Sabrina Carpenter here trying to keep up the pressure.
Yeah. Got
Storm's closing in on him.
We're going to have to be able to rotate here soon.
I see what you're talking about with the evil homers there.
Yeah, they got a few homers following them now. Ooh.
okay, you just leave it. It's not that big a deal. It's still the game, but I don't know why. There must be some guy.
I wonder what the decision was by the Fortnite devs to make those homers just constantly in that T-pose position like that.
It's only in competitive. If you go like play normal battle royale, it's like they actually like run at you.
Oh, interesting.
So it is a competitive issue here. We got 4 teams up.
Yeah. And at least one solo.
Ooh, someone goes down here. Ooh, the big full piece.
Missed a couple of those shots there.
Ooh, the big full piece there. Took him a few seconds, but he got the kill. All that matters. Don't really know what that guy was doing. Was, I think, trying to escape out of that box since it wasn't his. But now it looks like it is a 1v2 situation.
Yeah, with only 3 players left, that does become a difficult situation. And looking at the over here,
He
takes
got
a shot.
Got a big tag over there.
Our solo player here's got some guts.
Yeah. I feel like he would have soloed them out. Oh, he's moving.
Yeah, he's got
Hitting
those
that-
build skills, got the height on him.
Hitting that full piece. Oh, but he's getting sprayed by Sabrina Carpenter in the back. Missing those edits there. Could cost him.
Ooh, they're building. It's the cool thing about watching Fortnite for somebody who doesn't play it is it's a game about, yeah, of course, you have to have good aim, you have to have FPS skills, but if you don't have the build skills, you're not winning games like this.
Yeah.
Oh, and Sabrina Carpenter takes it.
Yep.
Now, once again, that was just going to be a practice round because we did have some tech issues. We got some PCs that lost power. I did hear that hopefully we're back up and running, so here in a few minutes, I think we're going to run our first official match.
Yeah. And some teams can make adjustments while waiting on that round, that next match.
Yeah.
those three
Buddy.
buttons unmute us.
All right. This is going to be game 1, right?
Yeah.
Should be. So that last one was practice? You first. You first.
Hi, my name is Cole.
My name's Tatum.
My name's Matthew.
We're all from Norman North.
We're going to be your casters for these Fortnite games today. We are first game here. Going at a quite interesting drop spot here. I think we got quite a few teams contesting this small little area over here. They could be dipping back though. I don't know. Quite an interesting drop spot here.
There's nothing to really say whenever they're gliding in.
Ooh, we got a little off-spawn fight here. Got a little beam on him right there.
Yep.
Got him low, but this guy is also low.
Remember that the stream can't see the sky cam once you start using it. So it's all that they can only see the screen that's like right there. Okay, yeah. I mean,
Pop with some heals, gonna be full 200 here.
as long as they're giving them context, the spectators.
Yeah, okay.
The streaming spectators. They have full scenes of that.
Yeah.
That was weird. Did you hear all that buzz?
Farming up mats here.
Yep.
If they have to take on a fight anytime soon. I see the team in front of them going for a little beam here. Oh, we got a fight going on right here. Still an off-spawn fight.
Are we allowed to say usernames or no? So just like call them by like their skins.
Look in here. Looking at like they're at a standstill right now, not wanting to fight. Oh, it looks like this team's running back. Looks like they do not want to fight that. Maybe they don't have the heals or the mats for that.
Just farming up mats.
Got this team farming up, getting prepared to take on a fight if they need to. Yeah, these guys, they got a lot of people around them. Ooh, he's looking
Looks
at someone
he
right here.
sees player.
He sees him.
Got caught on the tree.
Going
Did
for
a 3,
beam.
2, 1, but didn't get a lot of damage off there. Ooh, taking a big hit here. This team's got height advantage though. Let's see what they can do.
He's just waiting for him to peek over.
Looks like he's gonna be dipping back here. Does not want to take that fight, I guess. Oh, but it looks like they're getting keyed by another player. Looks like there's a guy fighting them in the bush. Quite an interesting strategy here. Ooh, he got
red beam.
lasered. From where? Oh, that team back there is still trying to fight. It's a very interesting strategy using attack here to figure out where this guy is in the bush. Looks like they
They're
are going to
just
be
retreating
heading
back.
backwards. And dipping back to...
Farming up mats now.
They knew that there was another team pushing up on them.
Ooh, it looks like we got a fight here. Looks like one is down. Looks like he's just farming up here and getting prepared.
Using the zip line now.
Using the zip line for some rotation here. Ooh, these guys need to rotate in. They're pretty far from his circle.
Just farming up mats.
Ooh,
Looks like
there's
we're about to get into
low
a little
gravity
fight.
effect. Looks like that guy got lasered.
Died to fall damage.
No, there's a low gravity effect. He wouldn't die to fall damage. Looks like they're going back to their old builds, maybe to pop some heals here. Looks like there might be a fight here, maybe not.
Getting the supply drop now.
I think the supply drop, a very needed shotgun for him. Oh, looks like this guy's
He's getting snuck up on.
getting snuck up on here. Ooh.
Complaining about hearing, because I was over there, I couldn't hear them very well, so it's fine. Yeah.
We got this guy lurking around in this area, this POI here. This guy's ooh, very interesting spot by them. Oh, it looks like we got a
about to
little.
get into a little fight.
Looks like there's a fight here.
Trying to
See
go
if
for
they
a
can get
laser.
any damage. No damage has been dealt so far for each team. Looking around to make sure there's nobody else.
Spraying the bush to see if they're in there.
Ooh, good little 19 tag from this guy
I
here.
guess they're gonna try holding him to storm.
They are in circle, so they would not be able to be held in storm.
So understand, yeah, I coached them to not say the for a second, yeah, just because of that. And I told them, I know that that's not what you do past.
Looks like they're retreating now.
Looks like they're going to go back and dip away from this fight here. They must not have the heals advantage or the mat advantage that
No,
they
this
need.
team's just matting up.
Getting heals here. This guy's got the dash effect.
Yeah, it matters. I think it matters a little bit.
Got this team down here in the ooh,
That's an
quite an interesting little spot there they have that we've gotten there.
Team's
Ooh,
getting
looks
in a
like
build fight.
we got a fight here.
Ooh,
Ooh,
knocked.
dead. He got cooked.
Looks like we're just rotating.
Looks like they're rotating in the circle here. Also trying to look for some more loot, I guess. We got these
Interesting
guys.
fight.
Ooh, looks like
Another
there's a
build
fight here. Ooh. One of them is down.
Boxing up.
Boxing up, making space. Nice little 76 tag on him. Make it play less aggressive here. Still looks like he's going to play aggressive, though.
Looks like he's just
Boxing up in a
now.
bad space. Ooh,
Good damage.
little 99 tag there. Maybe he can get the crack.
Oh, nice.
Oh, he's getting
shot.
double teamed. He gets out. Gets one of them
Done
low.
up now.
Backing up to
Backing up to
Split some
heal.
heals.
Getting high, making sure he has enough time to heal up here in this fight.
Just reloading his gun now.
Popping a fish here. Quite the interesting play. Feel like he would have saved those for a rotation, but who knows? Ooh, looks like they're going for a little chop here, eh?
Yeah.
Ooh, they get the chop off. Take some fall damage. Ooh, when he gets out, they don't know where he is. He's backed up to his teammate's body.
Entrance spot.
Camping in the building. Well, they know he's in there. Now he's running.
Oh,
And he gets taken
dang.
down. Was focused on the one guy, but didn't pay attention to his back.
That was a good refrag.
Great refresh. That team probably needed.
Spot.
And even if they didn't need it.
Looks like this team's just rotating. Oh,
Ooh,
getting sprayed.
and he gets lasered.
He's getting keyed right now. And knocked.
Oh, almost got clipped. Hit the little full piece on him. Ooh,
Getting pieced up right now.
he's stuck under the ramp,
Look, he's gonna go with the
running
laser.
away. Nice little tag on him there.
Looks like he's just gonna
Looks like he's gonna
keep pushing.
be rotating away from that fight. Maybe going to look for some heals or some mats.
Looks like we're just rotating it.
And rotating in, making sure. This team is in the very congested side here, right in the middle.
Just popping some heals after opening chest and getting it.
Looks like this team, ooh, he's fighting. Looks like they're fighting a solo here. Let's see what he can do.
He's getting sprayed from everywhere.
He's getting sprayed. Ooh,
Nice
nice
tag.
little tag. Ooh,
Nice.
Down.
dead. Oh, nice little
70
70 on
HP.
him. Going for the full piece downwards.
Look, he's just
Gonna get the
finish.
refresh here so you can get the mats and the heals. Making him back up now that his teammate is eliminated.
Very interesting spot.
Looks like we're just
Yes.
rotating now.
Rotating into more center zone here, maybe for a good position to make sure they can get some tags. Maybe try and kill someone here. Looks like they're just looting up.
Trying to keep
Looks
height.
like these guys are fighting in the zone here.
Using the
You have
dashes to
to-
rotate.
Have to rotate in here, not focus on that team. Looking back for
The spray.
the spray on the teams fighting in circle. Got a kill there. This guy's gonna be rotating in. Healed up with the burger. Gonna be trying to buy some Slurpees, but might not have enough gold here. Looks like these guys are fighting in Storm.
Dead.
Took him out.
Oh.
Ooh, and he gets the surprise
dead.
attack on him. He takes him out.
Using the dashes to rotate.
That's just the rotate, but it looks like they were getting stared at by the other team. Gonna rotate in, straight white lining it, in congested side.
Looks like a player has spotted him.
Looks like he's trying to get this kill here. Maybe just box up and wait for him to rotate in. I don't know. He's gonna be rotating around, making sure, checking his bag, making sure they don't try and laser him.
Rotating congested side.
He is on the very congested side. There is two teams in front of him, or a team in front of him.
Looks like we're just
Looking for people
Going
to
for a
rotate.
Looking for people on the rotate to beam. Notice the guy is behind the rock there. Must have seen him.
interesting.
Ooh, looks like there's a fight here.
a
Ooh, he
nice
saw the
laser.
lurker and he got him low. He cracked him there. Looks like he went down actually.
Looks like we're rotating.
Rotating
his
in,
head-
watching his
congested
side. Hoping that he doesn't get shot in the back here. This guy's gonna be healing up. Looks like he's a solo. I think his teammate got taken out. He might just be a solo in this lobby. Who knows?
Some people lurking now.
Lurking, looking for maybe an Elam or two. Gonna be boxing up here in circle. I see the guy above him. Looks like they're just gonna be sitting here waiting for rotate, maybe.
Waiting for zone to pull so they can rotate.
Yeah, these guys are max pull away. Ooh, these guys are. Looks like this team is fighting the solo here.
Looks like they're just.
Looks like they're
there.
healing up, waiting for rotate, making sure it's safe before they rotate.
Front of zone's really congested right now.
Zone is very congested here. The teams in are gonna have a fun time getting some beams off.
Looks like looking for a beam.
Looking for a beam, now rotating in while he's realized that it's safe.
With the crusty pistol,
Player
not
looking
trying to look for
up
a
for them.
beam.
He has the crusty pistol. Looks like he's a solo maybe. I don't know. Ooh, looks like they're focusing the guy below them.
Now rotating.
Rotating in, boxing up.
You know, some duo is following them.
Maybe he's trying to go for the kill here.
No, now he's just trying to rotate.
He's
Looks
just
like he's
rotating
trying to
in.
go for the beam below him.
They're looking for the solo. They're looking at the solo. Trying to see if they can laser him. Looking
Looking up
above him
now.
at the height team here.
Now
See
we're
what he can
now
do.
we're slowly rotating now.
Slowly rotating around the mountain here. Making sure they're safe.
Looks like they're just looking up, trying to get.
Looking up to make sure they can have a clear rotate with nobody looking at them.
Looks like we're getting the front of zone, but
Ooh,
crash.
he gets hit with the crusty pistol here. Staring at this team below him. And gets
Dead.
eliminated here. Wasn't able to build there. Might not have any mats.
Looks like we're just boxing up down
Now
here.
we're getting
Now we're rotating.
They're rotating below this team. Making sure they can get front side here. Taking some
Actually going for
storm
front
damage.
side.
Taking some
They
storm
got
damage
front
going
side
from
now.
front here. Gets the front side that they were going for.
Looks like
Starts
they're just
rotating
creating
in.
a lot of
Looks like
boxes.
they're center zone here. Looks like they're doing pretty well. This height team.
This team's just lurking.
This team is
Solo's getting sprayed.
solo is getting sprayed out by the whole lobby. Oh, there is a kid behind him. Doesn't go for the tack shot. May not have had a good
Looks
thing.
like
And
team
the
on
team
high.
the team on height has the crusty gun.
Oh,
Ooh, and he
knock.
gets a nice beam out of the air with the crusty gun here. Makes him take some storm damage.
Look, he's just trying to look
Gets
for a
the-
beam. Oh, another
Ooh.
shot.
And
knocks.
knocks him down out of the air with the crusty gun here. And that's how you see that the crusty pistol is one of the best,
Oh.
if not the best weapon in this season here.
He's trying to look for another beam to shoot someone in the air with.
Oh, but gets griefed. Now is off of height. But he's going front side, leaves his teammate as a solo.
Looks like someone's lurking.
Goes back up to help his teammate out with this solo here. We got a couple teams lurking below.
Looks like the solo died.
Looks like the solo got eliminated here. Looks like the height
They're
team.
just spraying from top.
Looks like the height team
Like,
might take the
got
win
a
here.
kill.
It is a 2v2 scenario. Height team on top.
Just looking for the last two players.
Spraying down at the last two. Trying to grief him and gets the kill. It is one solo versus the height team.
Looks like they're just
Uh-oh,
trying to
the
push
height
him.
guy falls, takes fall damage. May want to pop some of those chug splashes. Looks like they're going to be full 200 going against this solo. Maybe this solo. Ooh, he's going for the little full piece here.
Looks like the
Solo's
solo's
going
just
up.
trying to get his way
Solo
up.
doesn't look like he has a lot of mats.
Stuck with the crusty
He's
balloon.
stuck 10 HP. Nice
Nice
first
win.
victory for Norman North here. First game victory for Norman North. What did y'all think of that first game here?
It's pretty exciting.
It was a
watching all the
pretty fun game
eliminations.
here. That solo, if he had rebooted his teammate, probably could have won that game, but just decided not to. So,
Oh, actually, you can still hear them, I think.
yeah.
Maybe you got 3. You got 3.
There we go. How about now? Perfect. All right. Good morning, everyone. This is Coach Gray from Norman North High School, and I am joined by a wonderful partner in crime of mine over at Norman High School, but I'm going to let him do his own introduction. Give it away.
Thank you, Gray. This is Ian Patrick from Norman High School, and while we may not be competing this Fortnite Battle Royale today, I'm excited to see your team, which I do believe has taken a sizable lead.
Absolutely. The top 5 placements that you see here is Norman North High School with 91 points, followed by Oklahoma Christian Academy at second with 60, Noble in third with 56, Deer Creek with 52, and Dove Science Academy in 5th place at 50. The gap not being too wide. We're very happy to join you and be able to provide as much of a positive experience as we can going into our Game 2 on the newly refined Simpsons-themed map in this new Fortnite season.
I'm actually pretty impressed that the Simpsons cosmetics have looked well this season because the Futurama skins, when they first came out, were famously not appreciated.
Yeah, I could definitely agree with that. And this is, I mean, Simpsons is timeless, right? Who doesn't know anything about the environment and the, cartoon format that is The Simpsons? Something y'all are going to be seeing up on our lovely, lovely screens in front of you is in this early part of the game, players are going to play a lot more slow, right? Although they may have an advantage on the weaponry that they gain on their drop or possibly the number of builds they have, you can see them take advantage with that against other teams. But if you don't have the exact arsenal that you are looking for on these early drop spots, you're going to see teams make calculated decisions. This is a game of placement, ladies and gentlemen. Their goal is to get a victory royale at the end of the day, and even a team with 0 eliminations in a first place is going to outscore a vast majority of the lobby.
Really, do you know how many scores you get for placing first place in one of these lobbies?
That's a fantastic question that I'm totally blanking on as of now, but I do know it's pretty sizable. It's worth a majority of the eliminations in the lobby. You could literally eliminate half of the people in this lobby and not get first. If someone gets first place and you're low on the leaderboards, they can outscore you.
What I really like about that is that this is a very dynamic game where players can choose to either go for the frags or play it safe, and it sounds like we're really giving both kinds of players the opportunity to be able to score big here.
Absolutely. And again, like we said, gameplay is fairly slow here in the early stages. Players are just trying to equip themselves with the best equipment that they can possibly find around the map. So not much action in front of you as of now, but you know the players to watch with that top 5 placement. All of these schools have had impressive showings throughout both the regular season and OESL, and of course, joining us on LAN to continue these impressive performances here in person amongst their peers.
It doesn't look like that we've had that much combat here right off the bat either. I mean, I do believe at least one team has been eliminated, but yeah, like you said, we're just collecting mats, trying to get our heals, deciding which weapons we're going to carry for the rest. And I do believe there's actually quite a bit of Simpsons-themed weaponry this season.
Absolutely, and it looks like we have a bit of a aggressive take here. Using the builds effectively, trying to cover not to take too much poke damage, that we call that. That's damage that may not necessarily lead to an elimination, but is going to require to use some of the shields or health items that you have in your inventory. But as we look on the left side of our screens, you can see some impressive mechanical statements coming out from our players. One does fall, however, and possibly wrapping up this fight.
Yeah, it looks like they're going into our post-fight healing there.
We have a bit of an update on the scoring situation. As we said, this is a game of placement, not eliminations. Eliminations are worth 2 points. That is every single one dot you see on the crosshair next to their name on the screens in front of you. That is 2 points. And then, depending on where they place in today's match, a first place is equal 65 points. You could eliminate almost the entire lobby today and still barely have more points than the first place placement.
Wow, and then what is that second place right there?
Second place is 54, so it gets exponentially closer in number from that, but ultimately that top 3 placement is going to give you a big reward.
Absolutely. We got some combat going on here.
Yeah, our first zone is starting to move in. The zone or storm that you might sometimes see is what forces players towards the center of the map. It moves randomly. One does fall, however, taking place on his own cone.
Yep, he got boxed in there by the enemy team.
Yes, it's a huge advantage to be able to have these materials around you. As you may have witnessed, if it is something that you place as a player, you are allowed to edit it however you would like, making it into different triangles, cones, and even doorways in some cases. If it is a opponent's material that is placed in front of them, you have no control over what happens to that material. So you're going to see lots of gunplay occur from where these materials are both edited, and then players will instantly tag their opponents.
Now, something that's bothering me is the fish in his inventory there. Pretty famously, a three-eyed fish in The Simpsons, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, possibly. Fortnite, although has plenty IPs to its name and collaborations, they do get some freedom with the items. A 1v2 scenario for what you see in front of you on the right side. His teammate was previously knocked, but he is not out. There is a revive system in this game where even if you are completely eliminated, you can be brought back into the map. But if he has to clutch this up for his teammate first. Having no materials can be pretty destructive, and that is the consequences of that engagement. Having nothing to build around you and protect you from the fire from the enemy team is going to lead to you getting burnt.
I like what you did there.
Thank you. I felt like that was clever wordplay as well. And that is actually going to be a pretty solid team that falls, biased or unbiased, within that statement. But it looks like we're going to have an exciting new result for you today.
I'm captivated by the incredible skill that our three-eyed fish. Looks like the camera angle in the inventory space was showing only to it. I'm actually quite happy to see that. That makes my day.
There we go. We get to keep some accuracy within the theme. And what I believe you were about to say was talking about the competitiveness that you get to see at state events like this.
Oh,
As
absolutely.
you know, we have the regular season where we do compete in this format with a lot of the players that you all are seeing displayed to you today. However, state, as I tell my players, is always a different beast. This is where you're going to see the people that are hungriest for it. And especially in a battle royale format where anything can happen, it is a 2v2v2v2 repeated all the way out to the 20 teams that are here, or 19 teams that are here, I apologize. The 19 teams that all have a possibility to bring home a gold medal not only for themselves, but also for their schools and organizations. It keeps things exciting, it keeps you guessing, luck is a big part of it, but ultimately, even though there is a game of chance in this, it is also a game of incredible talent, dedication, and hard work from all of the students you have.
And I want to call out there, you might have just seen a player use a chainsaw, which could be mistaken for a weapon, but no, that is one of Fortnite's transportation items this season. And that's just one thing that I think this Fortnite does really well, always adding new ways to move around the map that keep it interesting.
Yes, a really great shotgun tag we saw against the player in front of us. Both editing that build into that triangle we discussed earlier, getting a very quick shotgun shot off, completely eliminates his shields. Shotguns are one of the most important aspects of this game, as you see all these different builds around you. Combat gets pretty close quarters, and well, what else would you rather have on you than something that does as much damage as possible when the opponent is right in your face?
And this player is definitely taking advantage of the fact that they could save their mats and edit their way through this.
Exactly. They have a lot of control of the materials here, and so they're going to look to make some pretty aggressive moves. Notice they play passive. They do not want to go into their opponent's builds and be out of control of when their opponent will be firing on them. They want to be able to set the tempo in this engagement. And as you see, this player is displaying impressive talent in doing so. A great tag. All shields are gone against his opponent. He's in trouble. Nice knock.
Doesn't look like he's going to go for the greed here. His teammate is at least applying the pressure.
Fairly smart. He wants to make sure to secure this complete elimination. If you leave one player alive, even if you do have the greed, you need to be able to focus on the person who is a threat to you. Nice work from the teammate. This is a 2v2 mode. Excellent communication allows both players to double up on the wall.
Any parents out there watching are probably excited to see this famous Simpsons donut. And that's what I think is great about this season of Fortnite is if you're watching your kid play Fortnite, you may not usually know what's going on, but you can at least recognize Homer Simpson's.
Yeah, absolutely. The term doubling up, what we use in the Fortnite world, is when you're in a fight situation where it is a 2 versus 1. As you know, there's a big advantage to being able to control the materials and builds in front of you, but it can be very difficult when you have people on either side of you trying to take control of the builds in front and behind you. By doing so, it almost nearly secures a fight win as long as you play it strategically and hit those shots. So excellent work from this highlight team that did very, very well in regular season and is now, again, performing exceptionally well at OESL State.
I do believe that they had nearly, or maybe even over double the points of second place of the season.
Yes, they did. We're going to start to see things speed up quite a bit. Again, being a game of placement, people do not want to be aggressive as the zone and storm begins to shrink and shrink and shrink, forcing people close to the center of the map. But in this overview, you're going to see some clusters of players trying to control key high grounds that allow them to view most of the map, or even controlling builds that they are a part of. We use this term called ratting. Okay? Ratting is this aspect where maybe you find a bush, a shrub, or a comfortable box made of brick and wood just to be able to sit in and try to not get caught. But it looks like that these rats are not exceptional at their newfound jobs and gigs as they are found out and the fight takes on.
Taking a nasty tag there, and we have our Billie Eilish pushing in aggressive, trying to outgain height here, but oh, we got Sabrina Carpenter and Billie Eilish, quite the duo.
Yeah, no, I like it. Bringing pop culture into the gaming world. Again, the Fortnite IP is vastly impressive and vast. It is. An excellent fight between these two teams, both very mechanically gifted as they engage, trying to fight for this high ground, right? Using the materials that they can to try to get as much of an advantage against their opponents as early as possible.
This is chopping going on here.
Yes, chopping is the idea that even though you build with materials in this game, just like in the real world, you can't exactly have something floating in the air not attached to anything. So if you chop the builds that are below something, it gets rid of all of them, disappearing from the map like you just saw.
As a physics teacher, I care for that eye of detail.
Absolutely, and this fight is taking a while. It could become dangerous. As these storms get smaller and smaller, so does the space that teams have to cover. So as long as the fights continue to take up time, you're just giving yourselves opportunities to find yourself trouble possibly from another team looking to score some greedy extra points.
And we call that third partying.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, to duos, I think it's entirely possible to get third or even perhaps fourth partied.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Great high ground control from the player you see here, using his cone to his advantage where he's not going to be shot out from directly underneath him. They have to get just the right angle to be able to do damage. Now we see the aggression. We are at nearly 100 health.
Yes, I think the opponents of this player here used a lot of their match trying to gain height before they got chopped, and now they're just going to have to try to control that low ground.
Yeah, absolutely. Some kills being displayed here on the left side of your screen that just now disappeared. One team is going to fall in this late zone. Every elimination they get here, think about it this way. You get 2 points for every elimination, but every time you secure one, especially in this later part of the game, it moves you up in placement. So really the eliminations here, the later the game goes, they're not really worth 2 points. They're worth exponentially more as you progress throughout the game.
Looking down at the map here, we can see that most of the next circle is actually going to be in the storm. So there's going to be an opportunity for players to take parts of that are not currently claimed.
Absolutely. Not a lot of aggressive fighting occurring here. Most teams are rotating. We do see one on the left side of our big screen, a player attempting to run away, valuing that placement score, using some extra heals and movement abilities through the zone here. Even though he takes damage, it looks like our hotshot team over here is continuing to aggress, though. One player leaves and 2 more that are hungry for the eliminations appear.
Now, those of you watching at home, you may be curious as to why we're not using player names or saying any points of interest names, and that's because we're commentating in-house, and we don't want to give any players an advantage because they will be able to hear us.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you know anything about professional casting, you would know that gets a little bit difficult. And so we're doing our absolute best to provide you guys the accurate experience with being generalized enough where maybe some of our sneaky players here on the other sides of the curtains aren't going to take advantage.
I mean, if I was hearing
where my most feared players were, I would probably take a muff off the ear there.
Yeah, absolutely. LAN has its advantages and disadvantages, right? And the reality is that teams are hungry to compete here. They'll do what they can to secure a victory royale and get points that they need.
The term victory royale has lost all meaning for me. And when I was at a wedding recently, and the pastor knew that they were gamers and said that marriage truly is the victory royale of life, I think there was an audible sigh from every single person in the room as he said it.
Yeah, you can tell that maybe the wife-to-be didn't pre-read the statements being made there. I believe we have
taking a nasty hit.
It looks like we may, on the bottom right, you can see the movement of the zones being a 7 out of 12. We have reached the point where they force all players to move. Notice on that bottom right, the purple being the storm, that white circle is the new storm that is going to be forcing players to move. It being completely outside of the circle that is not inside the zone where players are, forces every single one of them to move, rotate, and possibly take engagements as they do so. And a very aggressive fight in front of us. Do they continue to pressure this? It looks like they might, taking advantage of some nice mechanically gifted shots.
And at this late in the game, if you are not well endowed with mats, you have not been playing the mid-game correctly.
Yeah, absolutely. Here, every team that is present is at maximum capacity. You're going to have tons of builds to work with, the right equipment to be able to secure eliminations. Yeah, you are a big dog at this point in the match. Nice elimination. Again, continuing a hot streak. A player that we've been able to highlight a lot and is bringing some impressive eliminations and talent here into the OKSC. Another team does fall, however, transitioning into this new storm.
We've got our top 5 for this match.
Yeah, absolutely, and that top 5 point placement is highly valuable. Here, I imagine we're going to be looking for that poke damage we discussed earlier. Can we get a crack in shield health on a team that is possibly on the other side of zone for us, and using that damage that we can get away with based off of a mistake to then be aggressive and secure eliminations in the full?
Not sure what that player was using there for transportation, but they were giving themselves some increased jump height to try to take some new space.
Yes, it is a little bit different now. I believe it might be one of the splash items that you have. They used to have fizz in the past seasons, and that would allow you to jump higher and also not take any fall damage. So it's a similar effect to that, but a different item. Great elimination as this team is attempting to rotate through zone, but excellent awareness from the team in front of you to secure both of those and continue to rack up these placement points.
Sabrina Carpenter and Billie Eilish here with the height. Looks like they're going to use it to their advantage to go ahead and scare these players into a worse position.
No, absolutely. Someone give them an award for the amount of fights that they're taking in strategy. Look at every team that they continue to tag is based on one, holding this high ground. Don't be too aggressive. You have control of the position of the map. You have the mechanical skills to reward you being able to see these players. And they're not looking for anyone where they have to maybe chop out builds. They're just looking for these rotates. Excellent dashes and a nice shotgun shot puts them below 100 HP. Their green bar, their health bar is falling excessively low.
With only 2 teams left, we are in the final fight of the match. Only 3 more storm locations as well, so getting tight.
Yeah, absolutely. And zone control is going to favor the player in front of you, where these teams have to be forced out. One does fall, a 2v1 situation. This can be exceptionally dangerous.
Arcolo's going to have to make some plays here if he's going to want to take these duo out. Looks like he's deciding to play it safe, but he's allowing himself to get surrounded.
Yes, and having control of the materials is ultimately going to lead to a fight win as Oklahoma Christian Academy secures their first win of the morning. We are going to take a slight break. Not yet. You're going to hear our lovely voices for just a little bit longer, but we're going to let players go to the bathroom, possibly get a snack and everything like that. But it's been an absolute pleasure to be able to cast this wonderful match of state high-level talent Fortnite.
And we're excited to be able to host this here in Norman. I mean, LAN tournaments have the advantage of just bringing people together, and that's really what we're all doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Taking in the esports world is taking this video game element in players and applying it in something that is, positively social, right? We're bringing people together in something of common interest to work for something of grandeur, right? Something of pride. And so that's one thing that I love about these events is being able to provide not only a positive experience to you all to see the wonderful work that your students and players are putting forth to secure, hopefully, some change to come home with, but also getting players an opportunity to see the faces and people they've been competing against for the entire semester. So an absolutely wonderful time, excellent gameplay from all of the players that we have seen. Oklahoma Christian Academy secures a W in game 2. And we will be giving you guys a ranking and point update fairly soon, maybe now, possibly later.
Oh, looks like it's being handed over.
Actually, we're going to give that to you at the beginning of game 3. We're going to go into a 10-minute break. You can look forward to some more casting and media coverage over at around 11:40 today. So thank you guys for tuning in, and stay tuned for 3 more matches of our state championship Fortnite match.
Went great. Thank you. Thanks, Abby.
in time, or maybe he gets fully eliminated.
Yeah, possibly. We're going to see a lot of traded eliminations here. Notice that there were 13 players alive just now and 10 teams. Tons of solo players have finalized themselves in this late zone. But 10 teams being alive with only 13 players, that's honestly fairly impressive. Make it 12. Is this something that's fairly common in these later game scenarios? How does it change the gameplay?
It changes it quite a lot because now they have to think crucially about just themselves and surviving for themselves in this duo scenario of where they have to rotate knowing that the team in front of them or behind them could have two that look at them and try and spray them while they rotate.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, I believe there only being 2 teams that are presented here that maybe even have a teammate at their disposal, as long as my math is right. But I do totally agree. It changes a lot where people with teammates are going to start to be a lot more aggressive, and solos are going to have to play a lot more selfishly, a lot more defensive to secure these placement points. An extremely congested zone. As you saw that overview flash just now, all of those little arrows you see is both the direction of what a player is facing and a player, as teams begin to fight for key high grounds inside of our newly established area.
So when you hit 4, it's going to go into the drone. Okay? So for the drone, forward, backwards, left, right, up, down. Yeah, I think we have to put cues up.
Not much action. Again, as you stated previously, solo players are going to be less greedy. They have to play for themselves and be defensive. But as this zone is rotating, you are going to see vast movement. It looks like we maybe had a player fall to fall damage. Seeing in the top left that kill feed display from our spectator view being cleaned up by another team. All of these players are stacked so incredibly close to each other. If you look on our left screen display, one is going to fall, 8 teams remaining, but we're playing to this crucial piece of high ground with players like attached to it, almost like a beehive, as they have boxed up next to it.
And I think this team on height is the only duo remaining.
Yeah, possibly, but I do think you are probably correct. They put themselves in an excellent position, but they need to be careful. The higher and higher you get, the more difficult it can be to get audio cues or possibly know what's happening below you. Players, especially in this lobby, have displayed that they are very, very willing to chop out their opponents, eliminating that high ground advantage. And it appears the aggression has occurred as they are wanting to retake these high ground positions from our last duo. 7 teams remain as they have to rotate, most of which are rotating even with players directly behind them. Excellent positioning from the main display that you see, and a catacombs of builds below them. 6 teams are left as one elimination is secured again inside of these beehive catacombs against this cliff. We are now in a top 5 scenario. Teams are going to be looking for whatever damage they can get off. Shields being eliminated is blood in the water for these teams, attempting to secure a second, maybe even a first victory today.
Looks like this guy in the back of zone is getting focused by the height and the players in front of him. He may go down here to storm.
Yeah, absolutely. Players are falling especially low as they have to rotate through a very deadly zone. But again, players playing on the outside here have to be strategic in this way. If you put yourself in the middle of all of these solo players, I mean, it's simply just a target for them to eliminate. And so you see lots of people are taking advantage of the outside of these zones, not trying to be too aggressive in how they take space. We are in a top 2 scenario, a 2v1.
And it pulls back onto the height team's builds so they get to stay on height.
Being the only duo in a small zone with one person, especially being on height, you can just spray down at the other person and make them waste mats, and they have nothing to protect them.
Yes, absolutely. And as displayed earlier, thanks to Matthew, what this player is going to have to attempt to accomplish is this counter damage, right? He cannot allow the advantage of being up a player to be executed upon, right? And so he has to be aggressive. He has to find some avenue to make this a even match before he's able to do anything. And it looks like he might be taking his opportunity now as he attempts to contest high ground, but falls quickly after that advocacy.
But it looks like he has height now.
Excellent display of building mechanics as they do take high ground. One falls especially low and has to dip out, leaving a 1v1 to his teammate, and that's where damage can be so valuable. He does secure one extremely low and clutches this for his team. Oklahoma Christian Academy with an incredibly impressive 2v1 clutch to secure their second win of the evening. Excellent display both mechanically in aim and also in the knowledge of Fortnite building mechanics. Taking height from a duo that was already controlling it is no small feat, but that is nothing for CYN Craze. Excellent work.
into, is this game 4?
This is game 3 of the
About to
day,
get into game 3.
right?
We're going to be your
Four?
casters for
Game
the day.
four. Game
Four?
four. Never
Matthew.
mind.
Game 4. We're
My
going to be your
bad, my
casters
bad.
of the day. My name is Cole.
Oh, my name's Owen.
And I'm Matthew.
We're
get it.
all from Norman North.
All right, little bro. See, I feel like a lot of these early game fights are going to be kind of slow, only aggressive when they need to, you know? A lot of these weird drop spots. I've seen a lot of contesting in, like, the little houses, you know? Like,
Yes.
people have their certain drop spots.
They have their designated drop
Yeah.
spot, and they don't think anybody's going to land there because it's such a small area with a little amount of loot that they don't think that more than one team is going to be there. They think they're going to be the only team. Yet
Exactly. And I
it
think-
shows that more than one team lands there.
Yeah, and I think that, like, their specific routes is really good for them, getting all these early guns and loot early game, especially getting all that shield, because I know shield is very scarce.
Yeah, a lot of the time in practices, they practice where they're going to land, where all the chests are in that POI, so they can get as much loot and be ready to take their first fight.
First 2 kills coming out of the game here by Gabe. A lot of these fights are getting really aggro. Oh, move it
No.
closer. What?
You can't say their name.
Oh, I can't? Oh, okay. By that player, that one player.
Yeah. There are a lot of kills off of this early game here. Must be very contested here in these POIs for there to be early game fights.
Yes. I do notice that the burgers are the favored heal here. What is the...
The burgers here in this game, they so what the burgers do essentially is they're like, you see how this guy's popping minis here.
Yeah.
It's basically a mini, but it also heals your health as well, and it does it
Okay.
over time. So you can just eat it and then keep fighting. So
Okay.
it does 30 shield and 10 health.
So kind of like a slurp juice.
Yes, kind of like a slurp. I can't speak.
Slurp juice.
Slurp juice.
So,
yes.
so wait, whenever you take the burger, but you get into a fight and you're getting shot, does it stop the healing?
No,
No.
it doesn't stop the healing.
Okay,
it
so it's constant.
continuously, and it only takes about half a second to pop.
A lot of these range fights coming out here early game.
Yes, since they don't have a lot of mats, they don't want to engage in a big build fight here. So they want to.
I do notice that, like, a lot of people have low mats early in mid game. It's like they start stacking up their mats to prepare for end game, because I notice a lot of end game is more boxing and getting with your duo to make sure that you can
That's
cover
like-
all bases on
Yeah,
rotating.
that's like the whole game. You at the very beginning, you're getting a lot of mats and loot, and then you're gonna go into end game with max everything, and then you want to get kills consistently to refresh all those mats and heals and
Yes.
better weapons to be able to fight your opponent.
Yes, and even if they run out of mats, let's say they are fighting a team, and that team that they're fighting and they eliminate runs out of mats, they still get 50 builds in wood, brick, and metal, so they can still build. Like, when they eliminate them, they drop that, guaranteed.
Okay. So
Along
it's
with some
guaranteed
gold.
drop. Okay.
And then all the other loot that they have in their inventory at that time.
Okay, so I have another question. What is the difference between the fish and the, like, chug splash?
The chug splashes are literally like a case of Gatorade. You like throw it on the ground and
Ooh,
it
right.
splashes on you, and it heals just your shield and not your. Or no, it does both.
You know,
it,
just
it heals. It heals both. So a chug splash, it heals 20 of either health or shield, and the fish here, it heals 30 of your health, I think, or 25. I don't know exactly. And it also gives you a dash effect, as you see in this
Yes,
river
okay,
here.
that-
It gives
yeah.
you this river dash effect for 10 seconds.
Okay. So I feel like that'd be really good end game to make those quick rotates.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
It
as
is
you
one of-
saw, as we saw in the last game, there was a bunch of people using those fish to their advantage to get out of those tough spaces, out of those congested sides, to get into the circle.
We might have a fight here coming out of 2 duos.
It's probably one of the most liked heal/rotate item in the game right now, because you can rotate, heal, and you can aggress into a fight and back off very fast.
Wait, this team does not know that they're behind them.
Oh,
An
and
absolute
a
beam coming out of this team.
absolute laser coming from
His teammate is so far separated that they can just isolate this 1v1 right now. He does run away, though, so now they are together. and it looks
Now
like
they've boxed
his
up,
full
and he is
healed teammate
getting that
fight.
counter damage, so his teammate can full heal here, so they do have an even fight now.
Wow.
An amazing height. They have height here.
I
As
think this
team
is going to be very
looks
good because
for
they.
spray or
Yes.
any counter damage.
Unless this team can find a way to get height,
And
they're
here
just going
comes
to end up getting sprayed down by them.
And here comes a team from behind too, a little third party here.
Wow.
They may be in a sticky situation here.
This is
45,
what
wow.
this is what the third parties are. Is when there's like a fight between two people,
What
and
a
then
knock.
another team sneaks up behind them and tries to eliminate that middle team, and then with those heals and mats and everything that they got, go and fight that other team.
And it now looks like it is a 1v1 scenario here.
I just don't think Ani Rock's. Oh, wait. Never mind.
Wait, his teammate is giving him the mats so he can.
Oh, that's smart.
box
I
up.
think he
Yes.
ran out of mats.
Yeah, it looked like he had ran out of mats, so his teammate drops his mats so he can box up and maybe heal and try and get some of that counter damage off.
I do notice a lot that the chainsaw is used for rotating as well in like the early to mid.
Yes. The chainsaw is really useful in the early game. And then you have these like slurpy things that give you speed, like a speed advantage. They give you infinite stamina for like 30 seconds, and they also give you
Has the wall.
a very give you a jump effect too.
Yeah,
that
right
makes you
here he's
jump
holding
in the
his teammate into storm so they couldn't get that res off, and now since he's isolated in a box, he's gonna back up and hold him in storm as long as possible.
now
And
it
right
is
there
a-
you just saw him use the burger, and you can see his health going up and down. It's constantly healing him for quite a bit.
And now it is a 1v1 situation here.
Ooh.
Neither
Both really. Whoa.
one
Good damage.
The fight
really
just turned
low.
quick. Wow.
And
That was very
that was
fast.
a very quick and easy elim there.
Now it was
for
very
him.
like weird because the fight was in the very first player's favor because he was
Yes.
trying to shoot through the wall as he was rezzing, but then the fight just flipped and he was at the disadvantage after taking the first shots.
And that's how quickly fights can flip in this game.
That's why positioning is so good and so important in this game. Because as soon as you lose height, as soon as you move to just the wrong spot, you can lose very fast.
And the counter damage that guy did while he was popping those heals there was a great example of why counter damage in this game is one of the strongest things you can have when you are on the low side of health.
So how do you guys see this end game going, or towards the mid games? Now that we're getting towards that time.
I feel like in the mid game it's going to be a lot more of the quick pace fights because they have a lot of the heals. So I feel like that teams will feel less repercussion for taking these quick and easy fights.
And there goes down a solo there.
Right there, that solo is trying to back off of that fight since he knew he was at a disadvantage, and
But he didn't
he
know
got
at the time.
caught in the opponent's builds.
He got caught in a tree, and then the opponents just easily took him out there.
Because the opponent's builds were all the way around him.
One thing I'll say, I feel like rotating late in mid game would be better because you could see where all the other teams go and go dead side if that's
Yes.
a term
in
that I'm
a-
using correctly.
In a way, but then
But
they can hold you to storm and just fight you, and the whole lobby could focus you and push you back into storm. That's why
Yes.
most people go around or just go straight across as fast as possible to get to dead side before everybody else, so they can hold them to storm. That's a very good
Yes.
strategy, is to hold people to storm in this game.
Yes, because as much storm damage as they can take, that is a health advantage for the team holding them in the storm and all the other teams here. And here goes down a player swimming in the water here.
It looks like they're just trying to take this range fight, trying to get chip damage in a third party. Maybe if they get enough hits, they could push up on this team with enough momentum from the river dash. But it looks like they go up the hill trying to fight
Looks
this
like-
other team.
Looks like they backed off from that big water fight.
They're trying
look
to get some
at-
tags.
And
Make
one
it
of them
easier.
does get lasered here from the team in the water.
One thing I do notice, I noticed the Mr. Krusty gun being used a lot for these
A
retakes.
nice beam there.
For these retakes
beam.
and like these height fights, trying to get these people off
Yes,
height.
they are. It's very, like, it does a lot of damage. So if you can hit your shots, it's almost like a guaranteed kill.
Yeah.
Like in this second or first round, when Norman North won, when they were on height, they were using that gun, and they just were lasering them with their very good aim.
Yeah, I did notice that he launched them up into the air and just started spraying with the revolver, because I know the revolver does a good amount of damage for a 6-shot weapon.
Yes, the revolver is the best weapon in this season so far, since it does do 50 damage in body shot and then over 100 as a headshot.
This fight right here is about to be a very good fight on the left.
So what is this slingshot that he has?
The slingshot, it shoots like a gas grenade thing, and it essentially makes them lose health if they go in it. So it's kind of like the storm in a way. Like it does 5 damage every second they're in there. So
a lot of these boxed up fights being taking place where it's just a lot of trying to get the other wall to get that team out of the game.
And yes, as you'll see in these games, is that box fighting is one of the main strategies in these Battle Royale games. Since it is such a close quarter fight, they don't have to worry about all those third parties.
In that situation, if you can get one person knocked or even killed, you have a crazy advantage, because you're by yourself and those 2 players can go from the opposite sides and spray into your box, and you're not able to turn back and forth fast enough to build walls. So in that situation, you'd want to back up and make more boxes, or try to run.
It does look like that they are taking this fight in. There's two people in a box and 2 people outside of the box, putting pressure on their walls, trying to take them, and
Looks
they
like
back
they're
up even
backing up.
farther. Yes.
To make sure they get those placement points that are crucially needed.
Also, I think that whenever they backed up, they realized that, hey, there's a ridge behind us. We can get high on these guys and hold them to zone, because the next zone does pull to them.
Yes. And it looks like these guys had near the same idea of holding this big mountaintop here and looking at these teams for some spray damage while they rotate in.
It does look like there's a tunnel connecting this mountain to the other side, and I think that this team on top does realize that they have to hold from 2 sides.
Maybe they send one player on each side to make sure they can hold both angles.
Yeah,
Maybe.
from what I see is there's a duo trying to push up, and they're going to have to watch that, and then anyone else trying to push up. There was one duo that they are now rotating away.
It does look like that there's a duo closer to Storm rotating with the zone as these teams are fighting on this mountaintop to control the height. And also it looks like that the height teams are focusing these teams going through the tunnel, trying to get as much chip damage to try to move up on them. One of the players from this duo is getting very aggressive on this duo because they got them low. It's a really good shot on one of them.
That was a very good example of like being
he
in a
hits
small
the
area,
full
a small
piece
box
into him.
by yourself is very hard, because his teammate went down and he had either play really aggressive or back off, and he just had to play very aggressive to try seeing if he can get some sort of damage off on them.
We're seeing a lot of kills come out of a lot of duos here from trying to take this height and control where everyone is going to this next zone.
He took a lot of damage from Storm, and then he used the chainsaw to rotate back in and try to get away from that duo so he doesn't get lasered, aka shot a lot.
I do believe I have not seen anyone get rebooted after dying in this round or this series of matches.
Yes, I think nobody has had the opportunity to reboot because all these fights end so quickly that there is no way for them to get rebooted, because usually both of the players on the opposing team that goes down, both of them get eliminated at the same time, and none of them have time to run away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I also feel like that if the player gets shot so much that they just start to panic and just try to build or get out of the situation that they're in, but then they end up getting third-partied from a team at range. And I think that these range fights are going to be the most crucial in chip damage and getting these free, easy kills off of a third party. Because then they're already in the late game. If they can get some picks, it's great placement. Mike, my water's over there on the table. Can you grab it?
Ooh, and he's looking for a beam here. Gets quite a bit of damage off on this opposing team on heights.
I think that this team is going to have a hard time getting out of this valley because they have a team on either side. And so it looks like one of them is out, and now both of them are out.
As long as they don't get sprayed from both sides, they should be fine. And it looks like they have already gotten out.
And this team is going for the supply drop.
I think it's because they're needing more heals because if you look, like this guy has a chug jug and splashes and one slurp. And if I were him, I would try to go for medkits because it's going to be late game and trying to survive that zone fight because I feel like we've seen in a lot of these fights people don't have enough heals to stay in the zone long enough to make the other team run away or get caught by a third partier.
Yeah, and that goes along with how the storm increases in damage and how if they don't have medkits, they don't have enough heals to out-heal the storm, especially in these later circles where it does 10 in the storm. And a medkit heals for 10. So it's the best healing item that they have for the storm to make sure they can extend these fights out.
Yeah. I do notice that the fishes are very popular whenever they're trying to rotate to like the next zone and then also trying to get into fights aggressively.
Yes, all these late game fights here, they do use the fish for rotation just to make sure they don't get lasered by another team. Since that fish has a dash effect, it makes them travel very far distances very quickly. It makes it such a great, useful rotate item for these late games.
Whenever you see somebody like crouch walking or it looks like they're trying to be sneaky, like to sneak up on another team, it's normally because they either don't want to fight or they are very low on mats and heals, so they're looking for a very fast refresh, which refresh just means get more mats, more heals, more ammo, and better guns. Because they know that they're at a disadvantage with that stuff. Because if you run out of mats, you can almost consider yourself dead.
Yeah.
It is very hard to play Fortnite without builds unless you understand where to position yourself.
It looks like this duo up here is having a very easy time taking these engagements because they have the height and now they're trying to get on top of this mountain. And it looks like they're about to run into another duo trying to take it as well. And I think that these people on the lower ground are going to try to third party this fight thinking, hey, these guys are low from this fight. If we take this, we can get enough space. I think that is what's happening here. We kind of see a cluster trying to fight for height.
The people on height have a very big advantage as long as nobody tries fighting them for it. They can just sit up top, spraying down at people and looking for tags while people are trying to rotate back. But the bad thing about that is the fact that they can get chopped and shot out very easily.
Yes.
And they can fall to fall damage.
Yeah, it looks like that they're getting held by this team that took zone early. So now the height is basically not worth at this point. They should just get into zone and try to fight for this.
And the height.
See, this solo is trying to get height to fight this duo or I think that might be two solos fighting. But see, now there's two people fighting for height and the other one backs off.
And now
one takes damage.
I think it is a solo and two duos here.
Yes.
Or maybe solo.
Two duos in a solo.
Personally, I think that solo should have stayed up and fought for height because now he's just going to get sprayed down on unless the two duos start fighting right now.
And it looks like they are already fighting, so I think that the solo's best choice was to stay low here because now he can fight this team and try to chop their builds from the back.
Yeah.
But I don't think he has enough ammo, and it looks like one of the duos is getting aggro. It's a 2v1 now.
Is it 2v1? Can he win it?
That solo looks like
One
he's
goes
getting
very
height.
low.
One goes down to Storm here. It is a 1v1 scenario.
He has the health advantage.
Height
and the
health advantage.
But we've seen this one player come back with very low odds of getting the win, and he's performed beautifully in those situations.
Now he's up to
That was a
big
beautiful
shot
move.
here.
He's going to get held to storm. He needs to get out as fast as possible.
And he wins.
And he does secure the win.
Let's go. That was very good
That
gameplay
is
from both
very good.
players.
It was very well how he used the side jump to get out and headshot him with the Thunder Shotgun, which
And
is very good headshot multiplier.
And I think he didn't have any mats there, so that's
No.
why he went for the side jump
Yes.
shot. Because I think he realized if he did not have, he had no mats, so he couldn't out-mat the other player.
Yes, I agree.
Very good plays from both.
Yes, and I think that in that zone, the height was more of a disadvantage there because they were just on top of that water. So as soon as they get sprayed out, it's going to be hard for them to try to build back up.
Yeah, they're going to get stuck in the water, have to jump and build around them at the same time while looking at the person.
Yes.
Yes.
That was a very good game out of all those teams playing. I think going into this game, a lot of teams are going to be focusing on getting into zone early instead of trying to take the height into zone, because I think that taking the height into zone is almost a disadvantage because of the fact that you can get sprayed down from the people holding you, and then you have to drop onto people already rotating. So you're just going to be taking these multiple fights, and you won't have enough heals, you won't have enough ammo, all these mats. It's just going to be a tough fight.
And as we've seen from these end games, most of them have been water zones,
Yes.
which means these teams need to conserve their mats more and make sure they have enough materials to build and not get caught in that water,
Yes.
and make sure that they can secure the win that way.
And I think that once someone realizes that they are only connected by one build, because I've only seen someone connected by one build in the water, it's just going to be easier for them to take that fight. And I think it's harder to establish to yourself a base in the water as soon as you drop, because you're stressing enough to put that first build down to stay alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll see you guys in the next round. Good luck, teams.
Okay. So it's Oklahoma Christian. It goes Noble, then Deer Creek, then North.
Okay, going into the last game, we're gonna go over the scores for the top 5 schools. Here we go.
So going into Game 5 as the number 1 seed, Oklahoma Christian Academy with 318 points. For number 2, we have Noble with 226. For number 3, we have Deer Creek with 212. For number 4, we have Norman North with 179. And for number 5, we have 148. Two is Noble. Two's Noble. Unmute. Hello, hello, hello. Testing. Good. Oh, keep talking about scores? Okay. Okay, so Oklahoma Christian Academy with 318 points. That is crucial going into Game 5. There's so many points ahead of all the other teams that if they just play placement, I think that they can win it here.
Yes.
I think that if Norman North here secures a lot more placement points and gets tons of kills, I think that they can feed their way into top 1 and 3.
Hey, you guys. You see how you're not swallowing that mic? Get the mic. You talking like from far away is why. There we go. Have it right up. Speak loud.
Okay, like that?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah, I'm 100% sure.
Okay. What? Yeah.
You got this.
Okay.
It's like the thing that people do the most is keep the mic 10 feet away from their face and expect us to be able to hear it. So.
All right.
Yep.
Going into this last game,
Honestly, like if you can pull it, like hold the headset.
In these early game fights that should get aggro here, then I don't know
Yeah, it could be
who's gonna win.
anybody's game.
Yeah, because I think all these bottom 4 teams, they're relatively in the same place. Like Putnam City and Norman North need to play placement in
Yes.
third-party picks because I think if they do that, they can get enough points to secure them in like top 3 if
Yes.
Oklahoma Christian gets eliminated.
Yeah, but the thing about third parties is it can go in your favor if you get really good shots on 2 players, like as a duo, both shooting at 2 different people, getting a lot of damage, but it could also backfire on you really fast.
I agree. Because if you don't give yourself enough cover, or if you want to you take a shot here, but then you get a shot from there, it's just very hard to take those fights and have a positive engagement from it.
It's very difficult.
Very. I think that is all for now. We will come back whenever it's game time.
We should be starting in about approximately 1 minute-ish.
Going into this last game here, this is going to be the big game. The final game here is a big, crucial game for these top 5 teams that are going to try and take home this victory.
Yes. Okay.
They're going to have to get a lot of kills and a lot of placement if they are going to want to beat this first team that is ahead by almost 100 points.
If we
here.
look at the mini-map, it looks like everyone is in a straight line going to the same place or around the same area. I think that's pretty funny.
I think they're all trying to figure out where this top team is landing to maybe try and contest them off spawn, to win the off spawn, to make sure they can get the points they need to maybe bring home this victory here today.
Yeah, and if I'm this top team, I'm obviously landing away from my normal drop spot unless I feel confident enough that I can win these early fights, knowing that everyone else is going to try to get as aggressive as possible going into this final game.
I'm sure if they can figure out where the top team is, there's going to be a lot of people trying to third party and push up on them to get that very good team out of the way. So then it makes it just a little bit easier for the themselves to go up and on the leaderboard.
Yeah. And I think if Norman North and Putnam City don't get as aggressive in this early game and play for more placement, I feel like that they can get themselves in contending with the top 2 teams and just play for that win, because I know wins are very important for low
Yes.
placement people to get high points in that game.
Yes, they are very crucial here.
Yes. And it looks like we're getting a lot of more early fights this game, it feels
and
like.
he gets caught off guard by this.
But he still wins the
Psycho
one
Bandit.
with the help of his
Yes.
teammate from the back.
His teammate has helped him out here. That Psycho Bandit sneaking up.
Okay.
Sneaking up on him here.
There is, on the left side, there's a duo up top, dropping down to try pushing the, oh, maybe not, maybe they're running. They're pushing back, maybe because they don't have enough mats to fight this duo.
Yeah.
And
But I
now
think here, this duo sitting in this building is going to be crucial for them to get these placement points and sticking together the entire time. And I feel like the movement that they get will be crucial in rotating away from these teams and taking less fights unless it's a third party, like from range.
Yeah, this could be good or bad because both teams are kind of splitting up, and not as a duo, or yes, as a duo, but not as individuals. So they're going to
And a
What a
crazy
spray.
beam here. Coming off, gonna go key him. What? A nice Elam here. Going down. Gonna get that refresh that they may have needed for this off spawn to get those mats that may severely help them here in the future.
And it looks like that there's a lot of people at this one POI, and it looks like more people are outside of the zone than in the zone. Because if you look on the mini-map, there's a lot more people here than there usually is. There's more people toward the middle playing late game, I feel.
Yes.
I feel like the whole point of this game is going to be getting enough heals, enough mats, like planning your rotations, making sure that your team is on the same page as you whenever you're thinking like, hey, we need to rotate here, get here, play this placement.
This game is like, if you can have good enough chemistry with your duo, you know when they're going to swing something or when they're going to start going up, and just understanding that there's going to be an IGL and listening to that IGL, you
Yes.
can win almost all fights.
The IGL is very crucial here in this last game because it's going to be stacked.
Real quick, the IGL means in-game leader. There's the person that is planning the attacks, planning the rotates, planning whenever they should do this.
And planning how to use the mats. They are usually the one that goes forward, places all the builds so they can have a safe rotation into that next zone.
Yes, and I feel like that more people are going to be carrying automatic weapons and more of the weapons that can shoot faster, so that way they can get these fights done quickly.
And they may carry the pistol.
Yes.
We have seen that is a big powerhouse weapon here in these games today.
I feel like that the exotics and the mythic weapons will be crucial to people who are trying to take these fights like very either far or close, and making sure that they can isolate the 1v1s between other people.
Yeah, these exotics and these mythics help out very much. And we got a big fight here.
Oh, dude's like two angles.
And
There
he goes down.
Norman North in game 5.
On the left side, left side, it looks like there's a duo trying to sneak up on another duo, but the other duo is spread apart, but I think one of them has already spotted them.
Yes.
And it looks like they're pushing up on them because they know they're
Trapped in that
Yeah.
building, yeah. And I
there's
feel
not
like
much for them to go.
now it's more of the try to take his wall, try to get on both sides of them and trying to pinch into this POI.
And take as much space as possible.
Yes.
Just to make sure that they can have all of that area to make sure they can back up if needed. If they get hit for a lot, that they can back up and heal in time and make sure they can win the fight.
And it does look like that they try to split up and try to hide in a corner, but it does look like this player does end up spotting the guy camping and ratting in this little box, and it looks like that they're just chasing them now throughout the store, trying to get an isolated pick. And it does look like that one player does get sprayed heavy. They're both really low. Comes up from behind him.
That was a very good idea. He was
And that is
hiding behind a door.
nice side jump here. But it looks like his teammate has gone down.
That was
Now it is a 1v2 scenario.
I think that was a bad usage of him getting off the height because he just got sprayed from height, and now he's like very low in the situation where he can just get sprayed from height and his bottom and doesn't know what to hold.
He's going for this height here.
I
So
think they're
we
just
don't
going to
know where
keep on
his
fighting
teammate
for
is.
height. And
His teammate is coming up to come help him. Looks like the solo may run away and hide to make sure he can secure those placement points.
I was so
That
many homers. I would have just got jump scared right there. I think I saw 5 homers in one little corner.
Oh, the solo goes down here. He really needed to run away from that fight since his teammate was eliminated.
Yeah, and I think that he had the heals to sustain himself through this mid game. Carrying a chug jug is, I think, very important here. And it does look like we have a fight in the storm, and they're pretty deep, I would say, in the storm. And this player does not have any movement to get himself in there fast enough, and this guy ahead of him will hold him in the zone.
personally, what I would do is try to go right or left and go almost around him instead of towards him, and just kind of get out of his field of view and get into his zone and either wrap around and try fighting him from there or something like that, just so that he doesn't get held in storm and take so much damage.
I do agree, but I also feel like he has no movement, so we can't move around fast enough without him knowing that he's going to rotate. So I think the only way he can do it is trying to loot chests and try to find the fish that we discussed that have the boost effect whenever you eat them, to where you can dash quickly.
Yeah.
It does look like this guy is on the Springfield sign with enough height to kind of third party this team below him. And we have seen this team at the bottom here kind of been cooking up recently. They have been getting a lot of good placement and kills. I think if he gets a couple of picks, he should be good.
He could have tagged them multiple times.
He did
He
not
got
want
up.
to give away his positioning,
Yeah.
though, which is a crucial factor, especially with his teammate not being anywhere around him. That was a crucial factor of him keeping his location hidden and just watching this fight unfold.
I think here if he third parties this fight, he should be able to get a couple nice tags towards him, and his teammate can then double and try to eliminate this duo. It's a very intense fight here, fighting between height and low. Height, I don't know what word to say. My brain lost. Train of thought.
Does look like a lot of teams are here at this fight,
Yes.
trying to get that third-party action and trying to get those kills to rack up that placement point.
If
those
you look at the
placement
left
points.
side, there's 2 teams. One just went down, and there's people behind them off of the ledge. There seem to be, actually I can't say that because I'll be giving their position.
It does look like this guy has a lot of builds and heals to sustain himself in a 2v1 scenario. And also, I think whenever he takes this fight, him and his duo can just spray into their box because it looks like they're both carrying P90s. And I think that that'll be crucial for taking walls and moving stuff to where that they can eliminate this team coming into Game 5, or in Game 5. They do drop height, and they
down
do kill
goes
him.
the first-place team.
Yes.
Now it is anybody's game.
Was that both? I thought that was just
That was
one.
both.
That was
Yep.
both. Wow.
So first place team does go down. It is now anybody's game that was in the top 5.
Yes, I agree. Norman North did get eliminated though, so I don't think that that Putnam City will have to worry about going up too high. I think that they should just play more for placement and try to rat and camp in bushes and play for third parties. It does look like more people are carrying medkits this game from what I've seen than floppers, but
It looks like this guy might drop down or try to fight this. I think his teammate is down there with that duo on the left side.
It didn't look like there was anybody there.
yeah.
No,
And-
like in the pipe things. Yeah.
The pipes. Those. Oh, yes, I see what you're talking about.
It looks like there's going to be another duo pushing from above. And they're
And
going
he
to...
is.
Yeah, mid game.
He hit a,
Wow.
Button.
maybe it
Yeah.
was his lucky emo mid-game.
Maybe.
he-
I don't think that they know that this team is in the double boxes, but
no,
he's checking to make
I
sure.
think they do because they don't want to open the door because then that's going to get...
But it
them-
is a solo here, so maybe they do want to.
We're talking about that.
Oh, wait. No, both of them are there. But the team in the box could get a free spray off of them, and it
And they
looks like they
do.
do.
They bring his shield down to half health, and now that they have to answer back with that, some trade shots.
And they have the health advantage going into this little fight.
I don't think that this is going to be such an aggressive fight. I think that this is more of a, hey, we see you, you see us. Let's not try to shoot each other and play for placement.
Yeah.
So I feel like that was a warning shot, like saying, hey, we're here. Don't come here.
Yes. It's a very interesting spot by that guy.
Now, if we look at the map, it does look like that there's at least 2 to 3 teams outside of the safe zone going to have to make a long rotate back into the circle. And so I feel like that this is going to be hard for them to get in there unless they have a nice amount of movement. And it looks like they do from the river.
Yes. They have those Slurpee things, which are really useful here in this mid-game rotation that helps them rotate from those far angles and get in there closer to make sure that they're in that circle.
Yes.
I had a question. What does the Slurpee do?
So the Slurpee, it is kind of like those fish, but you don't have the dash effect. You just have unlimited stamina for 30 seconds, and you jump higher and take no fall damage
I think that
for
that'll
those
be
30 seconds.
I think that Slurpees will be very crucial for those end games where we see a lot of height and low height fights being taken place. And I think that if they know they're getting chopped, like, hey, pop your slurp and drop. Let's try to fight this aggressively instead of, hey, drop
Yeah.
and protect yourself.
And if they're at the very
Yeah.
bottom, they could always use that slurp to do like almost like a side jump and jump up to get as much height as possible and see if they can take height.
It does
But
look
it
like that this guy coming out of the valley is getting sprayed from height. Sorry to interrupt.
Looks like they're going
He's going to be taking a lot of damage. It's a 5 tick right now.
Yes.
They're going to try and keep him in storm here.
This
It
guy
looks
might
like
be dead.
Oh, this guy was fumbling, trying to pick up the heels, and he
goes
does get punished for
down.
that.
And he had a med kit too.
Yes, and he had the fish, but he couldn't pick it up in time. He kept dropping the fish for the bandages. And it does look like this guy's going to make an excellent rotation, making sure that no one can see him, making sure to use his medkit to get in without taking enough damage.
With the 5 tick, that guy in storm should start taking it about now.
Yes, and it looks like this team is going to have another long rotation into zone. And I think that what they're going to do here is they're just going to ride the zone all the way up into dead side, which I think is a very smart play, very strategical for these games like this in Battle Royale.
Especially with them.
I don't think that on the left
Needing
side,
that
I don't
placement.
think that team on the outside, the soccer players, know that there's people in there.
This is a very good strategy, especially with his teammate being down and out of the game. Hiding in that building and camping there is a good strategy for those placement points that are very much needed.
I think that they might try to exit the building that they are in and try to chop down this height fight. And it looks like one of them goes down to fall damage from dropping off height with no slurp. And that slurp can be very crucial for trying to get off this height fight without getting chopped down. Because if you do get chopped, you cannot build off your old builds. So that means you are basically a headless chicken coming out of the fight.
And this guy gets a free rotation into that next circle.
I haven't been seeing a lot of the shield fish. I know that they're good for quick heals and to get your shield up mid-fight.
The shieldfish play is an interesting strategy. They do heal for 40, but there are so many other heals, like earlier, as we talked about, those burgers that are a lot better for that healing aspect.
Yes, and I think that this guy was trying to hold this guy into zone, but he got punished for not checking his surroundings and making sure he was blocked, because then that led him to miss some shots because he had to build to cover his back.
Yeah. Question: do you think that
This
just
team is getting
normal
very aggro.
floppers are better than med kits? In my opinion, it depends on the situation, because if you're in storm,
He
I
just
feel like
goes
floppers
right
are
over
better
his
because you get
box.
so much more health faster.
The floppers in this scenario are a lot harder to get, and I think they are different this season with them being the dash floppers. I don't think there's actually normal floppers,
There
but I
are.
haven't been fishing in the season, so I'm not for sure.
Yes. It does look like a lot of teams are going to be playing toward the zone ring and not in the middle. I think the middle is going to be a deadly spot for people to play height because they're just going to get shot from all around. And I think if you're in the middle, if I was them, I would try to find a fish or some type of movement and get out of there.
And they're going to be using this ridge to help them rotate in without being seen and not having to use as much materials as the other teams may be needing to use if they rotate in the middle.
Now, if we look at the zone, I think that this late fight is going to be very interesting because we do have a bit of the river in the zone. So I think that if some of the teams can try to get on that outside, they can get that dash effect and try to get up on height very quickly.
This is going to be
Yeah.
very good for the team,
And
the duo
What a
on top.
spray.
A
He
nice
just got
spray.
very good damage on both of those
Another
people.
good spray.
This high team is
That
doing
guy in
very
zone
well
does
on
die.
getting that
He goes
chip
down.
damage that they may need to win this game.
Yes, and
They
it does look
killed
like
one
they
of
kill
them.
one in zone, yes.
The guy in the right screen seems, I don't think he knows that there's a solo underneath him.
He's just going for height to make
Yeah.
sure they can secure that height and maybe even secure the win playing off this height, especially with this pistol that they have. That could be very crucial, as we have seen and we saw in game 1 that pistol was very crucial.
No pressure.
I think that solo is going to keep on hiding because
He's
he
hiding
knows
for those
that-
placement points.
yeah,
And it does
he-
look like
he-
that one of the duos does get ahead of the zone quickly enough to hold that height and make them try to fight that back.
I think that duo on height knew, and they're going to connect here so it's harder for them to chop.
It makes
And they're just going to spray down.
and the team on height makes the rotations harder for all these other teams. And it looks like the teams on low ground in the river are taking a bit of damage from this height team on that rotate. That
And-
rotate was not a great idea for them.
And
Now, oh, you go ahead.
Okay. And I do think that playing the low ground here is probably the strat because then you can dip into the river and get out quickly. And I think pushing the guy on height will be better for this lower team on low height. So that way they can get up there quick and get free kill, get the refresh on their builds, get some health, some ammo, all that stuff.
That
And I
was-
think the height players are going to have a harder time getting into zone.
That was a prime example of what I meant by height. You can
The
just sit
height
there and
players-
spray down on the low ground. Like, they're trying to get out of that valley area over that ledge, and they're having to build up. There's no way for them to, walk up and, tunnel.
And
very
now it
much.
is
They have
a
to, expose
1v1.
themselves.
1v2 scenario, and
And
they take home the win.
Very impressive.
But will that be enough to take home that first place slot?
I don't know. Oklahoma Christian did get enough points and a lot of placement points, so let's see
We'll
what these
see
final
here.
standings are.
That,
Yes.
that was very good gameplay from every single team.
Yes.
Keep it up.
Keep it up, teams. Very good job, Fortnite.
Great job. We'll see how these standings are here in a few minutes. We'll see who has taken home the victory.
Yes, indeed.